Hey you guys, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go over the answers that you all were supposed to have done as homework last night before we move on to the multiplication and division. So I'm only going to go over the ones that you possibly had in your class as independent practice. So you should already have all the stuff in there from the notes yesterday. Some classes had a little bit more than others to do, so I'm gonna make sure I cover all the problems that any class might have had as homework. For number 5 and number 6, I know one of my classes had both of those problems as homework. Made sure you're supposed to show that you put the numbers in scientific notation and that you did the subtraction over here on the side by lining up your decimals. The answer was 1.12 times 10 to the negative 4th power. For number 6, make sure you're showing that you put both the numbers in scientific notation and that you lined up your decimals over here to show your work. You were adding those first numbers together. Your answer was 6.5 times 10 to the negative 3rd power. Moving on, we did some of these together. I know everybody had to do number 10 as independent practice. You had to use the calculator. This was the answer you got in the calculator. In scientific notation, that was 6.52 times 10 to the negative 3rd power. For number 11, 12, 13, and 14, you all had to do those problems independently. All of them ended up having the same power, so you should make sure you're showing your work on the side for all of those. You should not have had to use the calculator. For number 11, it was 9.6 times 10 to the 5th. For number 12, it was 2.2 times 10 to the negative 4th. For number 13, you were subtracting. Your answer was 1.4 times 10 to the 5th. Again, all of these had the same power. And then number 14, it was 9.5 times 10 to the negative 2nd power. I need to backtrack just a little bit. Let me show that just for another second. I need to backtrack just a little bit because I feel like there was one more problem that needed to be done independently, and that was number 4. I think I had one class that had to do that independently. If your class had to do number 4 independently, you had to show your work, you put those in scientific notation, and then you had to show that you added those first numbers together. It was 6.8 times 10 to the 7th power. All right, if you need to pause the video, go backwards, you can do as you like. Make sure after you're done checking that you submit that to me. Notice I'm not showing all the other answers because we did those together, okay?